Good morning, folks. Last week, as Mercury approached the Sun as one of three planetary alignments, along with some significant space weather we had here on Earth, we called a quake watch that saw the only six-pointer so far of 2013, albeit not a big one and without damage. This year's second quake watch was based on a coronal hole yesterday, and we had our second six-pointer, our first earthquake death as well in 2013. Hit 6.2, 6.1, even 6.3 on an auto reader. Third straight day of tremors near New Zealand as well, had a 5.8 strike off the east coast of Brazil. Yet another volcano in New Zealand with potentially explosive eruptions imminent. A giant wave impact took out a few boats in the Philippines. Leaking safety valve at the Pilgrim nuclear plant caused a shutdown, and a 5-inch drum labeled radioactive material has been found in a park in Scotland. Two tropical cyclones here, Oswald and Gary. The Australian north coast just has to ride this one out as it fades. Gary is gaining some impressive strength, but stumbling into the South Pacific where there's just about nothing to hit. Cosmic rays are within normal limits, now slightly rising at the end. Solar wind shows calming of space weather conditions as density and speed fall in the orange and yellow. The lack of flaring continues, the sun is quiet again. I thought we had a chance to see this change as, to my shock and amazement, a little sunspot group was born on the Earth-facing disk. And now that the litany of spots from early last week is gone, he's kind of our only hope for atmospheric expansion at the moment. It's still doing the bipolar spreading. Yesterday saw more red negative in the trailing spot, however, which caught my eye, but it's gone now. We do have a new little couple on the top left. She is going to grow some more, but she is heading for the western limb. We also have a new and hopefully growing region cresting the northeast. Here's the dark coronal hole subject to the current quake watch. To the left of it you can see a large plasma filament destabilize and eject from the corona. Expert watchers can note a north edge surface energetic event about 4 hours prior to the release of the filament. We'll take a look in a few different wavelengths here. It's easy to tell most of this went south and away from Earth, but did any of it at all come our way? You start with stereo B, Earth off to the right in this picture. Now the northern edge of the eruption is clearly high enough to meet Earth's orbit, and it does continue to spread. Then you look dead on from Earth as the Soho-Lascaux C2. Look below how the lines shift to the right. They're pushed by the eruption. And on the top left you can see how broadly this filament pushed coronal particles. I think this will very weakly impact Earth's magnetic shield. We still have the wind stream pouring from the coronal hole about 4 days away. Below it we have yet another plasma filament. On the northern solar disk, the right side sees our one sunspot group getting its act together, and on the left a thin dark plasma filament leads ahead of that bright new active region cresting now. Draw a line through the south-central Earth-facing coronal hole and you come out the backside north, likely through another coronal hole. Interesting. I'll leave you with a final glimpse and a long-term Weather Channel US forecast. Eyes open. No fear, it's 6:20 a.m. Eastern Time, and that's the news. Be safe, everyone.